pleasant day to everyone. I would like to thank all of you for accommodating and letting me present my thesis proposal. First of all, I would like to thank God for this opportunity and giving me courage to make things done. To Dr. Darrell Ace Cornell, my thesis advisor, to faculty members of the graduate school, to Ma'am Aiza Padilla Manguan, and the last but not the least, the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Samuel Chua. So I'd like to introduce myself. I am Shirwin Caulin, currently employed in Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Office of the Vice Governor, taking up my master's degree in International Hospitality Management. So at this point, I would like to present my thesis proposal entitled Observance of Precautionary Health Measures of Selected 3-Star Hotels in Cagayan de Oro City. Level of Preparedness in the Amidst of COVID-19 Pandemic. So my rationale in this study is conceptualized and developed to assess the observance of the pandemic preparedness measures of the selected 3-star hotels in Cagayan de Oro City, as it puts towards disaster preparedness campaign amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. So there will be a 4 statement of the problem in the study. So first would be what is the respondent's profile of the selected 3-star hotels in Cagayan de Oro City. The second would be what are the common problems that were encountered by the key stakeholders pertaining to the lodging operations of the said hotels in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. The third would be what is the assessment of the key stakeholders on the preparedness measures in place by selected 3-star hotels. And the last, what disaster preparedness campaign can be proposed. So in my conceptual framework, there will be 2 kind of variables that would be independent and dependent variables. So in my independent variables, it will consist of the profile of the respondents. So that will be age, sex, civil status, educational attainment, work shift, job title. On the other hand, dependent variables will consist of precautionary health measures. So with physical distancing, proper hand washing, workplace sanitation, and wearing of PPE. So there will be 3 significance in the study. So this is for the management. So they could be aware of the implementation of precautionary health measures, and for them to help their clients or employees safety. Second, for the clients, for them to be confident upon using the hotel ancillaries, and for the future researcher, for them to have a basis of research that is related to this study. So my scope and limitation of the study will be conducted within the city of Cagayan de Oro. So the respondents are the employees from selected 3-star hotels, specifically under accommodation services. So there will be 3 representatives, each from the hotel side, from the guest side, and a non-government agency. So in my research design, I'll be using descriptive qualitative approach. So it is designed to gather necessary information regarding the preparedness of respondents towards of implementation of health protocols. So the participants of the study in this research will go over the specialist members of Cagayan de Oro Hotel and Restaurant Association, or known as COHARA, employees of selected 3-star hotels in Cagayan de Oro City, and guests who have stayed in the hotel during the pandemic period. Research instruments. So the data will be gathered through semi-structured interviews. So the interview guide will consist of 2 parts. The first part consists of personal information of the respondents, and the second part is the assessment questions, which will be carefully stated to the participants. In gathering data, the researcher of this study will send a request letter to the participants, so asking for their permission to evaluate the involved hotels in the study and to conduct a survey. With the permission of the involved individuals, the researcher will schedule the day of the interview to the participants under study. In my data analysis in this study, I'll try to limit my personal experiences during the interview process only, to act merely as a collector of the participants' responses, then occasionally clarify any questions that they had. And during the process of data analysis, I will focus on the respondents that directly manifest the observance of precautionary health measures such as physical distancing, proper hand washing, workplace sanitation, and wearing of personal protective equipment at their workplace. I had also immersed myself thoroughly in the background of the study, so that I will grasp information that attributes the preparedness in the amidst of the pandemic. So I also have 5 means of verification. So first would be trustworthiness. So trustworthiness is essential in establishing legitimacy of the study. And the second, triangulation, is the use of investigative tools for presenting data. I will include the 3 methods of the study. First would be the face-to-face interviews. The second would be member check meetings. And third would be a reflexive research journal. Member checking. The study is necessary step ensuring and confirming accurate representations of the participants in regards to how I portrayed them in the study, as well as how I interpreted the responses from the interviews. We also have the reflexive research journal. So this conceptual foundation of research study will be based on the respondents' personal thoughts and self-assessments in regards to the observance of pandemic preparedness measures. A reflexive journal for conversations, observations, trends, themes, and other unique points that arose in and beyond the scope of the individual interviews that would lead to a credible study. So, last one would be ethical treatment of participants. So, I will employ all means possible in protecting the welfare and identities of these participants. So, and also to assure that the information will be gathered will be treated with utmost confidentiality and for research purpose only. So, thank you This will be the end of my presentation. Once again, I would like to thank you and have a good day. Thank you for listening and watching my thesis proposal. Have a good day. God bless.